Good day, students. Today's topic of discussion will be research problem. Now, before we come on to problem, we'll first define research. In research, we actually have two terms, re and search. Generally in English, we use re to express again and search is to find out. Therefore, research is finding again. If we say finding again, this implies that something was already searched before and the same thing is searched again. Then the question arises, why we need to search it again when it was already searched earlier? It might have two reasons. Firstly, I did not get the thing that was searched, or I got some parts of it but not what I want in total, or I did not have the total knowledge or that I wanted. Therefore, if there is a dearth of knowledge or gaps in my knowledge, research is done. Dearth is I don't have enough knowledge, and gap is like I have knowledge but it seems some parts of it are missing. Then it can be said that research is done to discover and develop existing body of knowledge. According to Kerlinger in 1973, scientific research is systematic, controlled, empirical and critical investigation of hypothetical propositions about the presumed relation among the natural phenomena. Now, some of the characteristics of the scientific research are it is always directed to solve a problem, that is a question of the research. It is based on the observable evidence. Anything that cannot be reviewed by the objective observation is out of the purview of the research. Then it uses valid instruments for objective analysis of data. Research also aims at development of theories that can be generalized to the whole population. Then researcher generally works with great expertise and patience in a bias-free logical method so that all the relevant facts regarding the problem can be reviewed. And lastly, research is replicable so that its validity can be tested anytime by anyone. Now, the first step in conducting a research is to figure out the question or the problem that needs to be reviewed. It may be defined as the statement about an area of concern or the question that needs to be answered. It is that issue on which the investigator or researcher work on. Therefore, the first job of the researcher is to single out the problem that interests him for the research. Now, this problem, the research problem, it actually serves three important purposes. Firstly, it gives the understanding of objectives and hypotheses of the study. Secondly, it defines the variables that needs to be investigated. And thirdly, it provides a framework for reporting the results. However, the research problem should not be confused with the research topic. Research topic is a much wider subject matter of the interest, and research problem is one issue of the topic which is worked upon in the particular study. And the research purpose is the objective of the study, that is what is sought in the explanation. So, research topic, research problem and research purpose, these are actually three different things. Now, we are coming to the steps in formulation of problem. Firstly, obviously, the first step will be to identify the problem. This denotes the finding out the subject matter of the research, that is the topic. Identification is like the wide subject area of the research. Then dissecting the broad area into the sub area and find out the subfield of the broad subject matter for broad subject matter. Now, for example, if we say that the identification of my research area is like industrial psychology or clinical psychology. Now, under clinical psychology or industrial psychology, there are many sub-areas. Sub-areas like under clinical psychology, it can be mental health of the people, or it can be the disorders, or it may focus on some clinical psychopathology part, psychotherapy part. It can focus on to psychotherapy part. So one broad subject area have various subfields. So we have to select one from the subfield. Next is selecting the exact point of investigation in the subject area. For example, the researcher might try to study some socio-economic factors of certain disorder. We cannot take the whole disorder or many disorders in one study. So we can select a group of, a category of, or a single disorder for a study. Then raising a research question is the researcher try to raise the question that he seeks the answer for, what he actually started with the view. That is raising the research question. Then is formulating the objectives. The objectives of the study of the research are framed out of this research question. After this, these objectives are assessed or tested on the grounds of technical expertise and available financial and human resources, etc. And finally, doing double check. Double check is the researcher is again rechecking or rethinking on the objectives of the study, whether he truly wants to do it, whether he has got all the adequate support or the necessities to conduct the study. It is having a logical rethinking of the total thing. This is the doing double check. Now we are coming to consideration in selecting a problem. What is this? These are actually the questions that has to be addressed by the researcher before the formulation. That is, this question the researcher should think of before formulating the research problem. What are those? Like number one, is the problem significant to the subject matter, and will it make significant contribution to the existing field of knowledge? Then, is it solvable by available means? Next, is it a new one, or it has been dealt previously by some other researcher? And lastly, is it workable in realistic manner? Like, we can think of very fancy research problem, but we have to think of the process of data collection and the available means that we have in our hand for data collection. So is the data collection and its research, the study, it can be worked out in a realistic manner? That is to be answered previously before selecting or formulating a research problem. Now, there are certain features of the problem statement, the way how a problem statement is stated. Like, it should be clear and unambiguous in question format. Like the questions, it should be written in the question format with a question mark at the end of the line. And all the words, the terms that is used, that should be clearly stated. That is with an and unambiguous mean it has all the terms should have one single meaning. It cannot be interpreted by various persons in various way. It should have one single meaning. Next, a good research question should be specific to the data indicators. Like it should be related to what the data will indicate, so that whenever somebody gets to see the research question, the research problem, he has a clear idea about the data he'll be getting. Then it should be answerable through proper data collection, the methods. Then a good research problem, it interconnects all the variables. That means all the variables that are that comes under the purview of the study should be stated in an interconnected way in the problem. And a good research problem actually states the interconnections very clearly of the variables, the interconnections of variables very clearly. And lastly, it should be substantively relevant. That is relevant to the field of knowledge. It should give a good, it should have good, what to say, good implications in the society, in the subject field that I'm working on. It should actually benefit people of the field and in people in general. A research should be generalizable, and so it needs to be substantively relevant. Now, lastly, we'll be calling about the sources of problem, from where we can get problem statements, the research problems. Now, there are actually plenty of sources of selecting a problem. Various. It can be intuition, it can be brainstorming, it can be your personal experience, from books, storybooks, from any any life event. And for these sources, we can also get help from the guides, teachers, or the friends who can guide us to select our research problem. We have the journals, the textbooks that can be studied thoroughly to get ideas about the topics of the research, the problems of the research. Then there are research advisors also who can guide or advise the researchers to have good research problems. Then the social changes or the innovations that is showcased in the newspaper, TV, etc. Daily what you come across in your life, that can also serve as a source of research problem. Now, Best and Kahn in 1998 have identified different sources of problems, different sources of research problem, like the programmed instructions, team teaching, field trips, extracurricular programs, special education, case studies, open classroom, etc., etc., etc. So there are actually plenty of way by which, and plenty of sources from which we can get a good research problem. We can identify a good research problem. We can get to know about a good research problem. Now, we have actually two types of problem. A problem can be solvable and another can be unsolvable. Obviously, it is better to go with the solvable problems. It is better in the sense we actually can conduct a study by using the solvable problems and not the unsolvable ones. What is the difference? The solvable problems are the questions that can be answered by the normal capacities, and unsolvable problems, they generally deal with the supernatural phenomena actually. In solvable problems, empirical methods can be used, but in unsolvable problems, we cannot use any empirical method. Solvable problems are more structured with a clear knowledge about the existing body of fact. Variables are operationally defined. We have a clear-cut knowledge about the solvable problems or the solvable questions that is asked. Now, for the unsolvable problems, this remains unstructured as it lacks any relevant information. Variables obviously are not defined properly, so we don't have any organized body of knowledge in reference to the questions. And as we have operationally defined variables in solvable problems, we have a clear objective in mind, what we actually want, and as a result, proper data collection can be done. But in case of unsolvable problems with operationally defined variables and clear objectives also, sometimes collection of data are not possible. That can be because of the unavailability of the population or unavailability of the means of conducting a research. So there are problems. Obviously, there are always problems with the unsolvable questions of the research. Now, this is all about research problem. If you have any doubt, you can reach out to me or comment below. Thank you.